the button. All right, we are live, you guys. Yes,
Yeah.
it is a fantastic Wednesday evening. Perfect night for a Pontificators. We got some killer topics together for you guys to entertain, educate, to pontificate. And so, as always, my partner in crime, Todd Mulrooney. What's up, Todd?
Not much. Not much.
Not much. We're gonna blast.
How's everybody doing?
Blast some Disney.
He's okay over here.
Hey, you guys okay? Everybody awake?
Yeah, and then we got Bob. We got comic book Bob. How you doing, CBB?
I was doing good. I hear things. I definitely hear things.
I've been hearing things about Disney and children and stuff.
I've been hearing things. It's a little disturbing.
It's not good. None of it's
Not
good.
good. Nah.
Disney stock down. Not good. Not good for Disney. I don't care.
Bad for business.
Yeah. Hey, Pedro Ang, man.
Hey.
What's up? Yeah.
How are you doing, guys? I can't do Italian, so I'll just go Cuban. Hacerle que hola, vamos, mira que Disney la está cagando, chico, y no sé qué vamos a hacer ahí. Yeah,
Say
dude,
hello
yeah.
to the bad guy.
To the back guy.
Yeah.
Bada boom. So yeah, guys, I don't know, not much, man. Tropical Magics is 100 and change away from funding. I'm very excited. So yeah, guys.
Yeah, you guys. The link is in the description. So check that out when you can. And Pedro brought his guitar, so we're going to do some Name That Tune later. And Clint, fresh from vacation. Look at, he's got a little bit of sun. He looks
Oh,
relaxed.
sure, yeah.
Tan.
Sure, yeah. You bet you guys. No problem, eh? It's got a little bit of the sun out there. When we took a little trip outside of the Great North. And yeah, I didn't know it got so hot out there, eh? Somebody should have told me.
What is
That's
it?
the only accent I got.
What was that
Bunch of
SCTV, guys? The hosers, yeah.
It's a fine line between northern Minnesota and Canada.
Well, you guys but the Great Lakes, right? Is that right?
We do more than butt them.
We butt the lakes.
We butt the hell out of the lakes.
We butt those lakes, man.
But
You get that my dad grew up in Michigan, and he would talk about those the breeze, the wind that would blow off those lakes.
It's colder by the lake, you know. You go over the hill and you get down by the lake, and you can drop 25 degrees real quick, eh? It gets chilly. You feel your nipples through your shirt.
It's like tuning knobs. All right, you guys. Well, man, we're looking for a sign of life. I think Ethan's got most.
Ethan's like a friggin' like Dracula, man. He's just draining everything.
Yeah.
So there'll be people popping around it.
Yeah. So if there's anybody out there, give us a sign of life. Let us know you're there. And so I guess we'll just jump right into the topic.
Yeah.
So we got several topics. We're probably going to get into the Ezra Miller stuff, talk about that freakazoid, and just this dropped just before the show. We were going to talk about Disney hiring pedophiles.
Jeez.
That was Pedro's gift to the show tonight. But
You know, the liberals love calling everybody Nazis for the last 5-6 years. Like if you weren't a bleeding heart liberal Democrat, they called you a Nazi. Now once they get the tables turned on them, they get called names that they don't like. All of a sudden, whoa, time out, whoa.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that said like the term groomer is not really defecating. Like, is it?
Yeah.
well, I like the article says child predator. I guess that's better than pedophile, right?
Yeah. More direct.
Sure. I think
It's a
I
step
still
up.
because they're trying to take the impact out of it.
Yeah. Okay, so just before the show, my wife hits me with this. So it's more Disney. Man, that company is a cluster F for sure. I cannot believe how mighty they have fallen. So this is an article from 12 News, but they're reporting from the New York Times. So I can't believe this, man. Disney marks Tinkerbell Captain Hook as problematic stereotypes. So this is the Walt Disney World's famous characters from the 1953 animated film Peter Pan have been labeled as potentially problematic. I think that comes from the disclaimer on the Disney Plus. So Disney is now, instead of just letting it breathe, let it be what it's going to be.
Double down on the wokeness.
Yeah, they have to give you a disclaimer that there might be some inappropriate stuff. Inappropriate might not be the first word that comes to mind when you think of these Disney characters we all grew up with, but the company is flagging them as offensive as they could be, seen as perpetuating negative stereotypes. So I know, I know that there was some of the Indian stuff where there's, what is it?
Yeah.
How do you make the red man red, or whatever that song is?
Yeah, it's from Peter Pan.
Yeah. So it's a fun song, but I guess that's offensive. That's the only thing I can really think. So let's see if they get into more detail here of why Captain Hook is. As for Captain Hook, Disney sees the character problematic as it could expose accusations of discrimination against people with disabilities because he's portrayed as a villain.
Oh, you are kidding me.
Oh no, it gets worse, dude.
Because he has a hook hand?
Yep.
And the reason he lost the hand is because he was being an asshole, right? He was a villain.
Yeah, he tried to. He's like if you've ever read the book, he kills people.
He's a freaking pirate.
Yeah, he's evil. He's bad.
Yeah. Okay, so a West Palm Beach mother says, yes, it makes sense, especially for younger children. Sasha, whatever, from Boca Raton adds, I don't see the need for it. Since we've watched these films for so long, we've never had to have a disclaimer before. They're trying to be fair with everybody. So how they would want to do that. I don't know what that. Did I read that right? They're trying to be fair with everybody.
Some wrong editing there.
Yeah. Comma. So how they would.
They missed a word. I don't know how they would want to do that. I'm guessing.
Right. You may remember Ursula, the sea witch from 1989 movie The Little Mermaid. What does that have to do with this? Bridge goes viral. According to the report, Disney flagged her as potential target after concerns of possible racism and homophobia. This is a villain.
This is what happens when you take a massive leap in logic.
Oh,
wasn't the character played by a drag queen?
She kind of does
kind
look
of, yeah.
drag queen. Yeah.
But this is what happens when you let SJWs run rampant in your company.
Yeah, and
they're trying to root out any kind of thing that they can make. Mountains out of molehills is what's going on.
Yeah.
Like every single one of them wants to find a thing that they can make their little SJW cause, and they tear your company apart because instead of doing their job and promoting your company and creating new content, their instinct is to pick everything apart until the bone is clean. And that's what Disney's getting picked apart from the inside by SJWs.
Right. That's the thing that I mean, it's like we watched DC and Marvel do this.
It's happening to Disney the same way.
Yeah, they basically just destroyed their own brand, like by taking shots at their own work. Like I would just let things speak for themselves. Like it's a 1953 movie. Like it's a different sensibility. And if anybody's going to be offended by a movie, that was made in 53, come on, man. Like
nobody is offended by this stuff. Nobody's offended by this stuff.
Right. The people that they claim are
this stuff.
Yeah.
SJWs are finding things and then like using social media to pretend that people are offended.
Well, how many times have we seen examples of them getting offended, and the people that they say that they're offended for, like, yeah, we don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they're like, well, I'm offended, and then they get mad at them for not being mad, and they're, well, I'm offended for you. That's what that is. It's just
Well, that's what SJWism is.
Yep.
They take a cause, usually just a bunch of BS, something that doesn't really need to be, scrutinized or need to be defended, and they'll take that and then they'll defend those people in the form of SJWism, wokeism, whatever it is. And the thing is, those people most likely didn't even ask for the help. They don't even care. They just kind of do it, and they make, like Clint said, a mountain out of a molehill. I just can't believe, like, if I had created something, especially if it was a legacy, like Peter Pan is a beloved classic Disney cartoon, right? How they could actually take a shot at their own work. You know what I mean? Like if one of us, we all are creators, so it'd be like us just taking apart, a book that we had done,
but it doesn't have anything. It doesn't have anything to do with that. Like all of these, the SJWs found the kryptonite for big corporate executives, and it's PC culture. Like big corporate executives, their number one priority is looking out for their own ass. And so if there's any hint of sexism, racism, any of the things that are like not PC, SJWs will find that little chink in your armor, and they will go after it like piranha. And all these corporate executives are more concerned with protecting their job and catering these SJWs so they don't come after them instead of actually doing their job anymore. And it's like, I mean, that you've seen it over and over and over again, time after time.
Yeah, that's true. But what I was getting at is, you own $1 million IP. Peter Pan is like printing money, like over decades and decades. They've made so much money off that movie alone, right? And so they've had spin-offs, they've had marketing, merchandising, all kinds of stuff. So to me, just self-preservation, just looking after your own brand, you wouldn't scrutinize it like this. You wouldn't let assholes like that come in and say anything about it. But what is amazing to me, and still shocking, I'm still trying to come to terms with this, is like they're doing it to themselves, right? They hire these guys to come in, these what do they call them? Diversity hires, or people that come in and basically try to figure out, like, well, what are you doing that isn't PC? And then they kind of go inside the company, and then they tell the corporation what they could do better and all these other things for equity and all this other stuff. And the only reason they're doing that, and we all know it, is because of that what is it? ESG money?
ESG.
You know what I mean? So if they can prove to these new investors that are coming in that they have these woke ideas, and that they're going to try to do better in the future, then they get investors coming in, and I guess that's how they're making their money. But at the same time, they're throwing all their consumers, all the people that love these brands, they love these IPs, under the fucking bus. And that money must be good, because you're selling yourself out for it. Well, and also, to me, as a business person, I don't see any longevity in it. I don't see any future in it. You know what I mean?
I don't think they do now either, because like I've said, like in the last few days, they have gone radio silent on this stuff.
The things like they know.
No way the ESG money is better than the amusement park money.
And they know that was, I think, was under Trump, that was canceled, or it was being pared down. And then when Biden came in, he brought it back up. Right. Now they realize if
Trump was winding it down. Like Trump didn't get to eliminate it completely. He was winding it down.
He was winding it down, But they know that, like, according to all reports and everything, there's going to be a red wave in November, and the chances of Biden winning re-election are very slim at this point.
But he's running for re-election. He wants to let everybody know he's running for re-election.
If he can find the podium. But
God bless him. No. God, please.
Him and the Easter Bunny. Him and the Easter Bunny are running for re-election.
Yeah,
he doesn't need Kamala anymore. Easter Bunny's his best.
Geek Art.
Yes. D Geekart, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. My husband said Netflix and Disney Plus are tanking financially. People are openly pulling their subscriptions because of all this stupidity and woke crap. Yes. And I also heard the money is being pulled from Disney because their stock, was it 30%? Like there was a
25%
dip.
Netflix has dropped 25%. I think Disney's dropped, like their subscriptions dropped to Disney Plus dropped like 35% or something like that.
I heard like their stock went down like by
their stock went, they're both tanking.
Yeah. So what I heard is it's also the parks themselves. So people are actually pulling out of their vacation plans, things like that, because not just the wokeism stuff, but all these new rules and regulations to just maneuver through the parks, the Genie Plus app, and all this other crap. You know, that they're doing these reservations and all this junk, that they're taking all the fun out of the park as well.
And now DeSantis rescinded.
Oh my God! Yeah, that was
no. DeSantis is not joking. Like he wants to get rid of Reedy Creek.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, well, you saw today that they signed that into law.
Yeah,
that they rescinded their kickbacks from the state.
Yeah, their county status basically.
Yeah, basically all that stuff. Like like basically Disney was like its own state. In the state, they had their own money, they had their own jails, they had their own judges. Not anymore.
Their own fire department. Yeah, that's gone.
Yeah, the thing is like none of the other parks have to operate under those conditions. Like Universal doesn't get those kind of cut slack leeway. Things like that. So if we're truly being equitable, Disney, if we're truly being fair, then that would be fair. You have to behave and you have to be taxed and you have to operate under the same laws and restrictions as every other business there in Orlando. So how can you even scream and cry about it? If you're all about equity, and being fair, then pay your fair share.
What were you going to say, Tom?
Could they be shitting on it because it's public domain now?
Well, I heard that's Steamboat Willie,
possible.
right? That's Steamboat Willie, public domain. Here, let me get this real quick. Thank you again. Thank you so much, D Geekart. Their diversity group is called Stories Matter. Wow. Iconic sense.
Ironic.
Ironic. Thank you. Ironic since they don't seem to matter at all because they are all cards.
But you know that Stories Matter is a play on words and you know what. So
yeah. Well, and then you've had like the reason why the backlash has been so heavy is that you've had these videos, these emails and these video conferences leak where they're like literally talking about like deliberately doing this stuff. Mm-hmm. Like that lady that's in charge of the new Proud Family series. She deliberately snuck this stuff in the background on purpose.
And she's giddy as all.
And she's laughing. She's like, I'm gonna keep doing it.
My so-called gay agenda.
Yeah.
I'm like, you shouldn't be that happy. You shouldn't be that happy. I mean, you should be coming up with stories, ideas, things like that. But your job is to sneak gay agenda.
They snuck some of this stuff into a Muppet. Like they relaunched the Muppet Babies. Yeah. They snuck that stuff into a Muppet Babies cartoon, which is meant for 3 and 5 year olds.
Well, isn't there something like Gonzo dresses like a girl?
Parents notice this stuff.
Yeah,
this is what the red wave is going to be. Is parents sick and tired of this whole LGBTQ?
Look at the campaign. I think that's beyond that community because this is just degenerate thing. I mean, if you want to be whatever and do whatever you want to do with your body, that's cool. But why do you want to aim it at the kids? That's the thing that goes beyond being whatever.
You don't even teach sex ed until like 7th, 8th middle school. You don't need to be teaching elementary school kids about.
That's the whole idea behind this ideology.
It's going to be their downfall.
That's why they took that. That's like one of the first things that they did was take over the education system. Get into the kid's head as early as possible.
And also, they want higher learning too, because that's why they're saying.
Well, that's what they took first.
Pay for college. It's like,
it's always been in college.
It's awesome.
I know,
awesome
but
that
they're
they're
going
good.
if they're paying for it, Clint, they're going to dictate classes even more so. My daughter had a liberal arts, college, Laguna Beach, California.
Not a lot of Republicans there.
No. just my daughter, swimming upstream and trying not to, speak her mind too often. She would tell me all this stuff, and also some of these classes were like she had to take them. You know what I mean? Like they would give you maybe a choice, but the choice would be all some kind of really woke or liberal kind of classes that she would have to take. And so that's what the government will do if they start paying for higher learning. They already pay for, K through 12. So, well, we do as taxpayers, but they'll claim it as they do. So, they want to also control higher learning. So at that point, done deal, right? Game over. So, not only do they get, K through 12, but they also get 4 years of college. And so, yeah, whoever said it, Bob or whoever said it, yeah, they're trying to indoctrinate these kids in school, which is absolutely frightening.
Which is,
if you really spend a moment and think about the ramifications and like how horrific this is, and like Clint said, the red wave, it's going to be every normal human being in the world that once this comes crystal clear is going to rail against it, because as a society, most decent people look after the children, right? They're innocent. Right. They look at, there's laws, there's all kinds of stuff. So these people are acting in a weird predatorial way. They're grooming the children to become comfortable with this kind of activity. Let me get this. I know I talked for a long time, but let me get this. Robert Romano, $4.99. Thank you so much. The Trump administration watered down at ESG, but waited until 2020 to act on it. It was too little, too late, and I'm not confident would have ended it. Yeah, and then let me read. Thank you again, Robert. Let me read Spirits Cars. ESG is a red herring. Don't you think organic profits from Disney in its prime was more lucrative than ESG handouts? I don't know, but I would think for the long term, ESG is not good for business. You're going to get short-term gains, but other than that, man, you ain't gonna sustain, especially after you shit on your own brand. You know what I mean? Like you're tearing apart your own brands. Like where's the Disney Vault stuff? Where's the longevity? You've already shit all over it. You know what I mean?
I think I think Disney as a corporate, because Disney's so big, I think they use the ESG as a way to control the board. They look like say, look, like you guys are all worried about us moving this direction. Look at this kickback we're getting because of it. So it's almost like they're using it as a cushion.
It's an excuse for people that have that agenda,
right?
Because capitalism pushes boards, and so this is the liberal answer to capitalism. Yeah, it's like boards want to make money, stockholders want to make money. To have that ESG stuff out there, all right, we can push our liberal agenda and still make money. It's socialism.
Yes. I think that's what they say. I think that's what they use. Those people, I think that's what they use when they go to the stock investors and everything, who get a little antsy about it and go like, no, look here, we got this. Yeah,
some devious little liberal is like, we can't beat capitalism. How can we get around capitalism? They like stuck way underneath all this corporate America stuff, this new ESG rule that like promotes all these things that are so special and wonderful for the community, and it's just socialism undercutting capitalism pushed in there by big government.
Yeah, well, let me just say, it's not even, they are being capitalists. They are. 100%. I mean, it's just the same thing. It's just like all this virtue signaling shit that they hide behind. They're just figuring out a way to make themselves not feel guilty, right? So then people don't go, oh, the rich are a bunch of shitheads, right? So if you invest in ESG and you put your money in that way, then you start looking like you're being a generous intelligent person that's putting their money in good companies that are trying to help people and, like save the environment and whatever else. But in the meantime, you're still just a capitalist. You know what I mean? It's the same damn thing. It's just that you have some new branding on top of it to make yourself feel better. And that's all this woke crap is. It's just a way of making everybody feel better about stuff that they've convinced themselves, which is shitty. Like you can't even enjoy Disney properties anymore without some kind of fucking guilt attached. Fucking, oh God, the more I think about
it. All right, here we go.
I'm fucking pissed off, man. I've been saving this for weeks now, all this Disney shit, man, because I love Disney. Hold on. I'm going to show how much, like, I should say loved Disney. Hold on. All right.
Here comes a classic RT Bear tangent.
Here we go.
It's been building.
Size Mickey.
So screw. All right, this I've had since I was a child. This from the 70s. My wife just framed it for the studio. So this is a map of Disneyland, right?
Oh, wow.
I've held on to this since, I was probably 10 or whatever. And so, I got stuff around the studio here. The same thing. I was thinking about this the other day. Like I've been evaluating all this stuff. So this is going to come out like diarrhea just flying out right of my mouth.
So, you know what though? Robert brought up a good point. He said, despite all of this, barring a recession, Disney likely won't lose. I think they'll lose money, but I don't think they're going to lose enough that it's going to really truly hurt them like that badly. Because they're such a massive conglomerate, man.
I've never seen anything like this, though, Bob. Like
that's true. I think in the court of public opinion, they're going to get destroyed.
PR.
Yeah,
it's bad PR right now. Yeah. They're losing half of America.
Yeah, and I think it's just
bullshit.
Started. I think this has just started. That's why I'm going to do everything I can to speak out because, like, I grew up on that wonderful world of Disney stuff, and
oh yeah.
Eve dream, be creative, like all that stuff was like, it was just, I just absorbed all that stuff as a kid. Right. And so I was thinking like, well, what's one of the motivations? What are some of the motivations for me to be here in this moment in time? And that was one of them. You know what I mean? Like they drew, they were artistic. They built things, all this multifacets to what Walt was doing. And it was really inspiring to grow up because, during that period of time. And so, when they're doing this now, who are they inspiring? Who the fuck is going to take the mantle from here? They've managed to just shit on everything about that company that they did not build. They didn't do anything. It's on the backs of all these other people. And these sarcastic, cynical assholes come in and just tear all this stuff down to try to get some ESG money, to try to make themselves feel better. Who the fuck are they protecting? Who are they trying to save?
They're not trying to save anything. That's what SJW do. They only destroy. They never create.
I know, but if you ask them, they would say they would have some kind of defense for their.
If you ask them, they're the hero of the story.
Right.
Every SJW thinks they're the hero of the story.
They're a good person.
They're saving every gay person. They're saving every LGBTQ person. They're saving every minority. And them personally, they're doing it. They weren't asked by any of these people to do it. But if you ask them, they're the hero of their own delusional little story.
Right, exactly. But that's short term.
It's mental illness. It's literally a mental illness. Like they're living a delusional dream where they're the hero and they're saving all these people that didn't ask to be saved.
Right. And finding problems where there are no problems.
Aren't any problems, yeah. And if there aren't a problem there, they'll create the problem to solve.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if you confront them with a real problem, they'll run scared.
Oh, yeah, no, they don't have it.
You want to solve it? Yeah, go to Africa and fight a warlord and tell them to stop, or you'll post something on Twitter. Like, dude.
Well, it's very safe. It's like they have this nice little cocoon. Their little their little space, and they got their keyboard.
They're born little teenagers in America.
One word at a time.
On a lot of these things, obviously it's like a pendulum, goes this way and then it'll go back. But the
Fingers
one thing we can't get back, we'll never have a fair and balanced media. It'll never go back to half and half.
No,
And that's
you're right.
unfortunate because it has a controlling narrative, and it'll always sway, I don't know, the unintelligent. You know what I mean? And that's unfortunate. We really need to get back. Like someday people are going to be going to like YouTube for their news because maybe it'll be more fair and balanced. Because
well, look at some of these YouTubers. Just to your point, Todd, some of these YouTubers are getting more views than news outlets are. People are turning to like Joe Rogan and Russell Brand and these guys.
It's going to be individual talent that draws in. Like you're going to have one person that's charismatic, like an EVS or a Joe Rogan, or like somebody that speaks to and like tries to get at the truth, and they're going to build this huge audience. It's way more individualized, and there's so many avenues that you don't have to be hired by a TV station. You don't have to work for like a news network. You can like just be a voice trying to get, the truth out there.
The biggest issue right now is that because of the control over the media and of how entrenched it's become and how wishy-washy politicians have become, we're not going to be able to vote this thing away. The only
I disagree.
I don't have any faith in the Republican Party to undo this to the level that it needs to be undone.
The thing is, the system is so corrupt. Well, hold on. The system is so corrupt, and when you find out investors, they're investing in both parties. Like they're beholden. The Republican and Democratic Party are beholden to a lot of the same people. So that came out in the Florida thing. It's happening with Disney right now, where the Disney woke SJWs found out that the guy that wrote the bill, I forget what it's called, the actual name of it, in Florida, was given money by Disney under Bob Iger. So Disney is playing both sides too. They're putting money in they put more money in the Democratic Party, obviously. So they lean that way, but money's going towards the Republican Party as well, or whoever they feel is going to get them where they want to go.
Mm-hmm. It's the bill's actual name is the Parents' Bill of Rights.
The Parents' Bill of Rights, yeah. So,
I mean, it's like I hope in one hand, but I mean, it's we had the politicians literally had to be other than DeSantis, they had to be forced into action. So it's almost like you have to back them into a corner before they'll do anything, before they actually take any initiative. Yeah. And that's one of the biggest problems that the Republican Party has had, is that the Liberal Party has been super proactive, whereas they've been reactive.
And that's why DeSantis.
But that shifts too.
Yeah, to me is really just amazing, because instead of reacting to everything that the left is doing, DeSantis is getting out in front and actually passing legislation. And if there's going to be some kind of balance, it has to be like that, because if you're always on the defensive, you're never going to get really out in front of any of this. You're going to probably be on the losing end of most of this. So you got to get out in front and then cause them to be defensive. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Which is what's happening right now. And Disney's finding out that a lot of their employees are now, because of the LGBTQ plus and all that other shit, and then what was it? Bob Chapek, at first he says, we're not going to be political. We're not doing this. We're not doing that, because you can never appease both sides. His whole thing, which I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. This is great. Somebody's actually getting this. Okay. 2 days later, the LGBTQ, woke crowd, woke mass SJWs went and put pressure on the guy. And so then, he's just reading off a cue card saying how sorry he is, and then doubles down that he's going to be there for them. For them, fuck them. You have an entire corporation. You got employees. You have a lot more people to think about than just this little group of people that work for you. What about these other people's rights? What about how they feel? You don't give a shit about that. You know why? Because you're not going to get any virtue signal points if you support a Christian or, anybody else. You're not going to score any points with your company. So, they go, well, we're going to fight for the LGBTQ plus, which I want to say, I have no problem with any of this stuff, right?
Live as gay as you want.
Yeah, I don't
be obnoxious. Don't be obnoxious about it.
Right.
I don't care if anybody's gay. Be as gay as you want.
Right.
Don't be obnoxious. Less than 2%. Like anybody. We shouldn't be pushed around by 2%.
Exactly. 2%, right?
Yeah,
and so then you have the Disney employees that are now, because Bob has said he's going to double down and help the LGBTQ community. And they're like, well, what the hell about us? What about us? Like, we work with these people, and we're afraid to talk about our values or things that we think are important because we think we will get fired for that. That's sincere. That's legit. So that's just as legit as the LGBTQ, but it doesn't get talked about. It doesn't get dealt with. None of those things. So, like Clint said, and it's so true, that the silent majority, man, that's what's going to decide this, man. When they come out and they actually see what the hell's going on, they're going to scream, back and try to, get some kind of, I want to say normalcy, but just some kind of sense of morality, some give and take, on both sides.
It's just far enough to one side that the middle has gotten sick of it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. The middle on both sides have gotten sick of it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
And
when the liberal middle is getting sick of all of this crap.
Dude, you got guys like Bill Maher.
Yeah, when you got Bill Maher, who created the term politically, well, he didn't create it, but has had a show called Politically Correct for 20 years, and Jon Stewart. Like, Jon Stewart got into it a little bit with Stephen Colbert. Colbert is
about the COVID and all that. Yeah, but then you saw what happened. John got attacked by the left of that, so he went. So his new show, he went super hard into social justice territory and got destroyed. And his show has been
his show's tanking on Apple Plus. Yeah, because he went back and forth.
Yeah,
he went against the left a little bit, and then he tried to go back, and now he's screwed himself.
Well, I said years ago, I think to my brother, and I might have said it on live streams, like the Republican Party feels like the Democratic Party of old. Like, it's like somehow they change.
Oh, it's weird,
positions, right? And
the Republican Party is the party of like the working class and the middleman now.
Right, and so now like the left is all big. They don't say big business.
The left is
are big business because they're hiding
coastal elitists.
That's right. But what they're doing is like this whole Green Party brings in more, like the left actually brings in more money than the right does now. And the reason why is because of all this green stuff. This green stuff is just a ruse to actually generate money to build power. And so that's how they've done it the last couple of years. I saw this thing where they were talking about it all started with Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton started like shifting over to try to go like, well, we're getting our butts kicked as far as fundraising by the Republicans. So then they started becoming more woke. So woke was created, and SJW and all this stuff was created to try to generate more money. So they couldn't compete the same way that the Democrat or the Republicans did, because they were unabashed, like big business, right? Big business, make money, stuff like that. They had to, because of their morals or because of the way that they presented their case or their party, is that they have to be, kind. They have to be for the people. They have to be for the environment, for all this stuff. So that's where all this green stuff came from. This recycle stuff, people have blown holes in all this recycle, all this stuff, battery operated this, battery operated that. None of that stuff is really going to help, but it does generate money for the left.
Yeah. That's actually, what's it? See here. I can't remember what it said, that they actually said that there's a Twitter I love the fact that it comes back to Twitter, because Twitter is like the main social media platform in the world.
Right.
There's a controversy because those there's people that they've taken to calling the people that are defending this this stuff. They're taking to call the LGBT teaching of kids, preschool to 7, are taking to calling them Disney's.
Oh,
yeah. So like there's the next big Twitter backlash.
Whew.
Yeah, that's hardcore, man.
Wow.
It's like, but then again, like I said, the more digging I look into this, it's like Disney has just got a history of doing some just heinous shit to kids, man. They present themselves like that article that I sent you about the Disney child predator problem. Like they present themselves as the voice for kids, because good old Uncle Walt, and like everybody goes to Disney World, and they, you see them all, hugging Mickey Mouse and everything, and riding on Cinderella's float and all that stuff. Meanwhile, they've got this massive history of child predation, and it goes all the way up until like they literally just caught 4 more guys.
Oh man!
Was it like last month or something like that? There's a history of this stuff. It's just terrifying, man. And it was like back in 2014, it was CNN that did this, and you don't see them talk about this at all. They published like in the article, it's like in 2014, reporters at CNN published a bombshell 6-month investigation that discovered at least 35 Disney employees that had been arrested for sex crimes against children.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, this is gonna sound cold, but where do pedophiles go?
Exactly.
Where kids are.
They go where they can be around kids.
Yeah, exactly. Like, dude, I hear 2 kids talking, and I go. It's freaking annoying.
Yeah. Well, Adam Carolla had this joke, and he said, how you can find, pedophiles and people that are going to mistreat your kids. He said, how they always have those like school outings or like Cub Scout trips and something.
Yeah.
The first guy that volunteers and is very eager about it, he said that's a pedophile.
That's a pedophile.
Because no parent really wants.
Nobody wants to spend. Nobody wants to spend time with their kids, let alone other people.
Other people's kids. That's to me is like one of my top 3 nightmares. Just going out like with other people's kids. Why?
And just the way that the way that those parks are designed, and they're just like these underground mazes. Like this stuff, it's literally like it's Candyland for these guys.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing is Disney claims that every time this thing comes up, they claim that they're going to put new measures in place to like weed these people out, stuff like that, and it just keeps happening. And when it came to their cruise line, there was a guy that literally got caught molesting a kid on one of their cruise lines, and they covered it up long enough for him to get away.
Oh man!
So they covered it up until they got to the next port,
so he could do it again.
So he could get away. Yeah. So just so they could like avoid the bad PR.
Well, what was it? Was it here? Children go towards public elementary schools or Chuck E. Cheese, right? So yeah. I want to do a round robin after I say this and see if you guys know anything like this when you went to school. Okay. When I went to school, the vice principal, legend, everybody knew it. That guy, this is high school. He was going out with some of the students.
What?
It's Mr. Estes. And I remember I used to just like ditch class and walk the campus. I was just a thug. I didn't care. And so I remember I was walking down, just hanging out in the corridors. And I saw that dude making out with the student. Oof. And I was like, oh my gosh, what a creep, right? And so then when Amanda, my daughter, was going to school, there was, I know you guys have seen this, like some of your kids, like there are school teachers they're okay. The guys do it this way, like they just want to be your kid's friend, right? So that's their little MO, right?
Yeah.
And then the women that are teaching your kids are over, like they're really sexy, like they dress provocative to school. They have like nose rings and like all kinds of stuff. I remember our kid was having some trouble with math, right? And so then we went to the woman's website, and there's a picture on her site. This is the school site, right? So each one of the teachers has like, you know, a little section. And so she was sitting on her husband's lap in front of a fireplace in like skimpy dress. And I'm thinking, what do you think this is doing to high school boys? She knew exactly what she was doing. You know what I mean? Like, there's no place for this. So these pedophiles, they're not just all men; they're women too.
Oh, dude.
Oh yeah.
When I was in high school, one of our like my algebra teacher got caught having sex with half the friggin' football team. Like she would like, and it's exactly what you said. She was fairly young. She was only about 4 or 5 years older than the rest of us. And she would come to school. She would be wearing like these tight mini skirts and stuff like that. And at one point, what she would do is she would like pick the one that she wanted, and then she would kind of like, you know, satellite around that guy, and then she would either take them home or meet them at her house, or she got caught is that she got caught the stage where they keep all the props and stuff in the school. She got caught banging one of the football players back there.
Oh my god!
So it's like that. It's like, yeah, it's like that stuff happens all the time, and
that's a major abuse of power. So
it is. It's a massive abuse of power.
Did you ever encounter anything like that in your school?
No.
You're muted.
You're
muted.
Clint? Oh, Todd, you're muted.
No, not in school. Not with a teacher. I did live in Florida for about 4 years and encountered a situation where I knew this family, and the father was a doctor. He's a plastic surgeon, and he brought me in his office one time. Oh, he was giving me a script for something, and he brought me in his office, and he said, "Hey, I want to show you something." He showed me this book. He goes, because this plastic surgeons don't just work at one place. So he worked up and down Florida, and he said, "Show me this book." It had pictures of college age girls. It would have like a headshot and then like a full body nude shot. And he's like, these are girls that we have in apartments all up and down in colleges in Florida. He's like, do you know anybody who'd want to do this? And I was like floored. I was so mortified, you know. So it was all these doctors and like lawyers and judges that were part of this ring of women that they sort of paid for whatever they wanted: cars, apartments, and college.
That's why I could believe those Steven Spielberg stories, or who else was it? It was, you know, where they'd have those child rings where they would hire, you know, child actors for like the Mickey Mouse Club or whatever the hell it was, and then they would kind of like Corey Feldman's been screaming this thing for the top of his lungs
for a year,
yeah. And nobody even believes him, you know. So Clint, how about you? Do you have any experience like that?
No.
Thank goodness, right?
Yeah, I kind of grew up in the middle of nowhere, so yeah. I mean, I kind of lived idyllic high school years, so there was no controversy like that I can really think of. But I mean, you hear all these stories, you see like the 2020 or Dateline stories, and I mean, it happens, and it's just, yeah, it's a scary world out there. And to have kids in school, to have like kids, in unsupervised with teachers, and you're taking a lot of faith in your education system, and then when you have a whole political wing of the party trying to push this agenda on top of all the trouble that already goes on. It's like, yeah, parents should be scared.
Yeah,
Like,
we have to protect the kids. Like
yeah.
like just society has to protect the kids. So Pedro, how about you growing up?
I don't know, man. I live in Latin America, man. Down here, things are pretty horrid, and they involve burros too. So I don't know if I want to go into that.
Okay, it's cool, man. It's cool.
Yeah,
but yeah, I do think like there's these positions of power, and that I'm not saying I don't want to make it seem like all teachers are bad or anything like that, but they are in a position that of power and power over like very impressionable minds. You know what I mean? How hard would a semi-hot school teacher to seduce a high school kid? It wouldn't take much, man.
Nope.
or even like an adult with the gift of gab, and being sick enough to say like, okay, I'm going after I don't know, like 9th year schoolgirl. Like they can do it,
right? And I'm mostly thinking about high school, like these. There's also people that are preying on like really small kids. You know, really small kids. So the thing is, if you start doing this, you know, what do they call it? The teaching credential. You know, where they're trying to legitimize like sexually explain these things to kids. I forget what they're called.
Sex ed thing?
No, that's high school.
Like sex ed in middle school.
Yeah, but it's got a name for it. They call it something, and that's what like the LGBTQ guys hold on to and stuff like that. They're the ones that are fighting the DeSantis bill, but they're saying that this is something that should be taught. You know, this is know
well
the grooming.
That's the thing is they're fighting the DeSantis bill, but not one single one of them will explain to you why
they're defending it.
Third grader through kindergarten should be taught about homosexuality. Not one of them will broach
any sex ed.
Yes, because they can't.
Yeah, they'll just say it's discriminatory. That's all they'll say.
Yeah,
they won't explain why these little kids should be taught this. So. But
what
they don't have a leg to stand on there. They lose the argument the second they broach that topic.
Right. But the thing is, what they really want, and I'm fairly convinced of this now. I can't even give it the benefit of the doubt. Is they really want to normalize this stuff. You know, so then when these things happen, the kid doesn't scream bloody murder. The kid's already like indoctrinated into it. My wife and I'm just going to tell the story. This is how. There's like these things like what Todd was saying, like that plastic surgeon, there must have been something he said to you and the way you answered that he thought you were in line with this. So what they do is, this guy was he was an art collector, right? And he bought a bunch of my artwork, like spent a bunch of money, and this is in the 90s, right? And he was an attorney. So I was like, hey, he seems fairly cool. You know, we would hang out at conventions and stuff. So then he invited Pamela and I over to his house. And so we're over at his house, great dinner, all this other stuff. And so his wife is from, I don't know, Taiwan or something like that. And so she brings out these books about like these guys that have basically transitioned into girls and all this stuff. And it's like a photo book. It's a photo album of different photographs and stuff but it's all really weird sexual stuff. And so then, Pamela and I are like, this is really weird. We're really uncomfortable. So we just kind of tried to get out of there as quickly as we could. And so Pamela and I driving home, and we're like, they were trying to indoctrinate us. They were trying to see if we were, how okay we were with this crazy ass shit, because they were probably swingers on some weird level, right?
Oh, man.
God knows what they were into, but bullet dodged. And after that, that guy knew I had his number, and man, he got so confrontative with me. There was a business dealing that he said, you said this price, and now you're saying this other price. And I said, no, it was always that price. And he's like, he started questioning my integrity and all this other stuff. And he was buying a lot of artwork from like Jim Lee, like a lot of like high end stuff. And so then he goes, I'm going to tell everybody that, you reneged on our deal and all this other stuff. And so I said, listen, man, if you want it that price, here it is. I don't want to fight with you. And so I did. I sold it for that price. But he was completely wrong. And I think he was just pissed that that little arrangement didn't pay off for him.
He didn't hook you. Yep.
But
it's like, and that's like what Roland said. Who was it? I think it was Roland said that. Danke said they want to normalize their stuff.
Yeah, they're a kink. Yeah.
They want to normalize it. Have you guys seen like in the wake of all this? There's been this huge surge from like the NAMBLA people to say that they're like making these claims like will be normalized within 5 years. As part of the LGBTQ spectrum.
Add a P to the LGBTQ plus P.
Boy, I'll tell you what, man, all the LGBTQ people were like, oh crap.
Oh crap.
So they were like, yeah.
I just hope that P is for penis. And not that.
But it's just it's funny how like in the wake of this, all these other groups that are like, they're like, oh, you see, guys, in a few more years, just wait a few more years. We'll be normalized. It'll be okay.
Well,
like this is how degeneracy progresses.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like what they do is they push you, and then once you get a little bit of pushback, then they stop, and then they might even say something to pacify you, and then they start pushing again, and then each time that goalpost gets pushed further and further and further back. And so before you know it, like you said, 5 years is up. And this is basically the world we live in now. And that's why more than ever, man, we really do need to speak out.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's the thing that really pisses me off about politicians is that it takes something to this degree for them to actually get, spring into action. And it's like, you can't do that. And you've got to be proactive about this. You have to, because we've lost so much ground. That's the only way that there's going to be any kind of pushback is if they start standing up. And I honestly, other than a few people, I don't have any faith in them.
Well, the only way we're going to hurt, especially Disney, back on topic, is financially.
Yes.
So I usually never, ever say stuff like this. But you know what, you guys, if you're fed up and you see any truth in what we're talking about, man, cancel your Disney Plus, stop going to Disneyland, Disney World, just kind of pull back. I mean, if you love it like I do, maybe, we can teach them a lesson and they'll go back to some kind of, normalcy with the way they conduct their business and tell their stories. But until then, I don't really think they're going to stop. Also, that Bob Chapek has said, they were asked about the price hikes and stuff like that. This pisses me off. Okay, so we had COVID. There's this lockdown, right? And then Disney's saying we have record highs this quarter as far as profits. Blah blah blah. And then what do? They raise their price across the board with everything in the park. Their entrance fees, they gain, they go up in price. The things that you used to get free are now monetized, with Fast Pass, these things, it's all monetized. And they're bragging that we showed record profits. And then when somebody asked them, like, well, you keep going up in price, when will it stop? When will there be a cap or whatever? And he says, as long as there's a demand, the price will keep going up. Who the fuck says that to the consumer? You know what I mean? Who the fuck is that bold to say, you know what? As long as you stupid asses want this product and are willing to pay more and more and more for it, we'll just keep raising the price. He's told you exactly all you need to know about their business model. Their business models, they don't give a shit about you. They're going to keep taking more away from you and charging more for it. He said it. He admitted it to you and to the shareholders. It's like, holy shit, man. Can you imagine? Okay, Clint, you're in the middle of your, your campaign right now. You got, you got your pirate, what's her name? Princess?
Pirate Queen and Slave Girl
Pirate
going
Queen
on
and
at the
Slave Girl.
same time. Yep.
You got these things going, and then all of a sudden you're just saying, well, guess what? This is what the price last campaign was. But since you guys overwhelmingly, you showed that $25 for the book or whatever,
Just
was no
jack
problem.
it up to 45.
Yeah, it's going to be $45 now. It's like, and then you expect like your consumers just to go, oh yeah,
okay, yeah,
yeah, Clint's a good guy, man.
Well, that's like that shows you exactly where they're at. They're like they're like you guys will pay for it no matter what. And then this backlash happens, and all these people start canceling, and they're like, we don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see if it does change, but I think it's going to take a lot more for them to change their mind, because it's that whole pushback, right? You push, and then you get some pushback, and then you let it die down, and then you start pushing again. And so that's exactly what they're going to do at some point, and it's actually absolutely criminal, because to me, if you're showing record profit and people are coming to your park, because there was a year shutdown, right? So they were like, we had to cancel our vacations and all this stuff. So we just want to get out. We want to hang out at the Disney parks. We want to do all this stuff, right? Have some fun. And then you're like, well, we're going to charge you more now. Instead of just go, okay, we've all had to kind of absorb this cost. Nobody was making a bunch of money during the lockdown, stuff like that. So let's just keep it going like normal. You know what I mean? Or even showing like that we're going to take some money off, or we're going to reduce the price of these things just to help people, and reward them for their patronage or these things. But no, like, you're showing record profits. Why can't you give back a little bit? Why can't you make it easier for the general consumer? That's the way I always thought business was, right? The more you sell, the less than you can sell the product for. Like, the reason why, our books, like the CG books are what they are, is because that's what they have to be to make the finances work, right? But if we were selling 1 billion copies, we could then start lowering the price of the individual books, because we would be making more as far as getting more people in to buy the books. That's what I always thought the goal was. The goal was to get more people in, and then that's how you make more money. Not you find your niche group of people, and then you just stream them.
And that's like was it Roland said that would be like CG doubling the price of the books and then cutting the page count.
Yeah. And Marvel did that at one point.
Yeah.
And sending a slab by mail.
But Marvel is like that. That's why they get along with Disney and all that other stuff, because that's how they've always run their business. You know what I mean? We're going to have less pages and we're going to charge an extra $1. And then DC, remember this, where DC was like, we're going to hold the line. We're not going to charge more. And eventually they had to cave too.
They folded.
Yeah. So you guys want to go into some name that tune? You guys want to?
Let's do it.
Let's do something. We've talked about enough depressing stuff. Let's do something fun.
Yeah.
Well, we can get into that Ezra Miller stuff.
Actually,
that's a lot of fun.
It's both sad and fun. So
yeah. So okay, I have a question for the chat. Would you rather do 80s punk or metal?
Ooh.
All right, you guys, start typing away. 80s punk or metal? And so is that 80s metal or just metal in general?
Metal in general.
Okay.
We do Eddie Van Halen's solo from Beat It.
From Beat It, I'll have to work on it.
Do 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 do.
have to work on it.
I'm just throwing crap at you for no reason.
Yeah, that's all right. No,
I thought Clint was doing it so he could yell, "Beat it" by Michael Jackson.
Beat it by Michael Jackson.
I win, guys.
How about Slash from Welcome to the Jungle?
Yeah. Okay, so we got one medal. Let's see if we get anybody else in. Robert Romano says, "Nice axe."
Nice axe. Yes. This is my baby.
Pedro's the axe man.
The axe man.
We
got metal. We got metal. So
all right, let's go.
All right. I'm gonna start easy because I was told it was too hard. So here it is.
Shit. All right.
Oh my gosh, I don't even get. I didn't get that one, man.
It sounded really familiar. But
Yeah, the last part.
We got a winner. We got a winner.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is that Rage? Who did that song?
That's Pantera.
Oh, Pantera.
Okay, that's that. Yeah, because the end part, I was like, okay, I know what that is.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Sorry, Frankie. No,
Winger.
No.
Winger. Yeah.
She's only 17. Clint's never gonna live that down.
Oh no! Fuck! There's nothing to live down, man.
Yeah.
You know how much ass I got to kick Winger in the '90s? Like everybody makes fun of '90s hair metal, but man, the chicks were. That shit was working. That was an aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
A little Motley Crue, a little Winger, a little.
Yeah, Clint just admitted that he
shit. Even like the really shitty tail end, like Firehouse and Trickster and Steelheart.
Steelheart.
How bad did it?
Was that a chick band? That was a chick band, right?
How bad did it suck to be those guys in the tail end bands when like Grunge showed up and just killed the hair metal?
Well,
like,
it's kind of
like that close to being a thing, and then it just ends.
Yeah. All the hair products they bought. Yeah,
it's like comic books in the '90s, like mid
that was
90s.
my career.
You know,
like,
95,
I broke
96,
in '97, and the
'97
just
boom,
just flopped. Do you know Andrew Peepoy, Art?
I know of him. I know that
he was
there was a job that he actually beat me out on.
Oh God, he should never. That just shows you what editors know about art. If Andrew Peepoy beat you out on anything, and there's a ton of editors that don't know one lick about art. But I remember him telling me, like it was like 97, 98 or something. He's like, "Oh God, if you would have just got here 2 years earlier with your portfolio, blah blah blah." And he's like, I was making like 20,000 in royalties on like a 10-page backup story on Spider-Man. And I was just like, oh, okay, you're a douche.
Okay, so next song.
Next.
Oops, I went off on a tangent. Sorry.
That's all right. Don't worry. Next song. Okay, let's start the other way.
Oh my gosh, these all sound so familiar.
I can't place this.
Bob's almost got it. Look at Bob's face. So close. All right, give us a clue, okay?
This guy used to play in a very big band. Then he got kicked out.
Megadeth.
And he made a harder band. Yes.
There you
the name
go.
of the
Dave
song.
Mustaine.
Yeah. The record came in 1990.
It's not. It's not Symphony of Destruction.
That's the next record.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah, I don't know early Megadeth at all.
What do you mean I don't believe in this system? I go to court when I have to.
Yeah. Killing Is My Business is an awesome record too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. So
that's not Killing Is My Business?
No.
Okay. What was the first? What was the
first
second
record
album?
The second album is So Far So Good So What? Yes.
Okay. So Far So Good So What? Okay.
The third album.
Shit.
Dude,
I was so into Symphony of Destruction.
It's like a bluish cover, and Vic is dressed with a suit, and there's an alien.
Well, let's try one more just so we can see Clint meltdown.
So you said this was from this. This isn't from So Far So Good So What, is it?
No.
No. Okay.
Should I say the record too?
Just say what album are we looking for?
Rust
The
in
name
Peace
or the album?
Rest in Peace.
Yeah.
Rest in Peace.
I can't place it.
Oh, I thought this.
I got the band.
I'm a nerd, man. Jesus.
Dude, I told you guys you're gonna be like, I suck at this.
It's all right.
I think Pedro's getting a little too much glee out of stuff.
Okay.
Dude, I'm trying to remember.
Dude, it's the first song. It's the first song of the Rest in Peace album.
I can't remember any of the songs from Rest in Peace.
Just give it to him.
Okay, it's Holy Wars.
Oh, okay.
1 point for me, I guess.
Wait. Shit, I don't even know if I can remember that song. Hang on.
Then the next two are gonna be really hard.
Oh no!
Hang on a minute.
Super hard. Yeah.
Oh my god! I'm gonna bring up that song so I can hear it. And like, I can't even remember it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go one more.
The next song is from '83, and it's from a band that shared a guitar player with Metallica.
Shared a guitar player with Metallica. I have no idea.
This is very obscure. All right, this is very obscure. This was the hard one. Yeah.
So Kurt had two other bands, right?
Yes.
This was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one?
It was Exodus. I don't remember the
was
other.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Then I don't know shit because I don't know shit about Exodus.
Okay.
I can't. What was the name of? I'm gonna look it up. What's the name of the other band?
This is obscure early metal.
Well, no, I remember Exodus. I just I never really got into Exodus.
Yeah, that's a solo for one. Like they're like do guitar solo from one for Kirk, or you ain't shit. So there it is.
All right.
Okay, let's do just one.
The chat just talking trash.
All right, wait. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Name that tune.
That's your band, Art. Yeah. You sent me that. I remember.
It's Spirit Sky. Do Kurt's guitar solo from Water. You ain't shit.
You ain't shit. Oh, but that's it. Like.
Wait. That sucks, Pedro. You actually got it.
Yeah.
I can't stump Pedro. All right, can we do one more?
Yeah.
It's cool that you're digging into this because it's going to make me go back and re-listen to some of this stuff.
Okay, so this is a little bit more modern. So, okay, let's see.
Hey, Pedro, is it Dragon Force?
What's that?
Is it
Dragon Force?
No.
Dude, if he did Dragon Force, his hands would catch on fire.
Yeah. But it's contemporary to Dragon Force.
All right.
Dream Theater.
Give us a clue.
Okay.
And this is a deep dive.
Yeah, the band was called Burn the Priest first. Yes. Yes, now the
Lamb of
name
God.
the song- Lamb of
Okay.
God. Yeah.
Man, I haven't listened to Lamb of God in a long time.
Yeah. And the name of the song, anyone?
It's called I Don't Know.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's an Aussie song, actually.
Man, that's a deep dive. Yeah,
Dude.
There you go. We got a winner. Winner, chicken dinner.
I'm trying to remember. There was a song I used to from Lamb of God I used to play like all the time. And was it Laid to Rest?
Spirit Scar. Kirk Hammett is not that.
Oh, was it
great
Laid to
guitar
Rest?
player.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Laid to Rest.
That was
Yeah.
that's not the okay. Then that's not the song I used to play like a crazy.
Yeah, dude. Spirit Scar. Kirk is not that great a guitar player, so yeah, whatever, man.
Dude, hey, you know what? You know what we should do?
Yeah.
All this crap talking. Hey, bring your guitar on, man. We'll have a jam on.
Yeah, exactly. We'll do a head cutting contest.
Yeah.
Well,
I haven't done those in years.
Yeah, let's put some focus now on Clint Helinski.
Yeah, there we go.
Look at that
campaign.
Hell yeah, Clint.
Okay.
It was a good opening weekend, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
You got the spotlight, brother.
Yep. No, I put a little legwork in and had a great success with the mailing list. Really built things up from Blue Bombshell. Got everything sent out to Blue Bombshell backers, and all the Blue Bombshell backers were really stoked and excited about Slave Girl from Planet X, and obviously seeing that I fulfill on time. So huge opening weekend for me. 15,000 by Monday morning. Every opening weekend backer is gonna get an original art sketch card. So just want to keep building on that success. I'm gonna have some stretch goals coming up here, but we can take a little scroll through the campaign, and I can.
Well, let's play the video first.
Yeah, I'll play the video here, and
only
we can take a look.
Mayhem Comics. There are boobies. Lonely Slave Girl is found. That's kind of strangely tender.
I didn't do the voiceover this time.
Dive in.
Pedro's version is going to have the voiceover.
Nice.
Hey, that's my prop.
Dude, this is very epic.
Dude, I love that you've got all these homages to Star Trek and stuff in there, and that there's a couple of people that are like getting so freaking bent out of shape over that shit.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh my God, I was like, dude, do you not know what a friggin' parody is?
No,
like,
people don't understand parodies or satire. It's like, you're gonna get sued by Star Trek. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
My favorite is
you may be a dipshit though.
is you're watching and you're like, oh my gosh, this is epic. And then it's like that girl gets her top ripped off, and you're just like, what?
Like super dramatic music, and then the zoom.
Yeah, exactly.
I just love the friggin' dialogue. Like, hey, that's my top.
Yeah.
It's almost like in those 70s movies like Porky and stuff like that. It's like, oh no, I lost my underwear.
Yeah.
I deliberately bad.
I like to keep a humorous element to most of my stuff. So
it looks great, man. Is there anything else on the that you want to show?
Let's see here. I can scroll down and just go through a couple of.
Scroll down. We're stuck in this mode here.
Yep. No, here. Let me do it. So I've got the variant covers here. There's cover A, very booberific, and then cover B, even more booberific. So all your little alien slave girls in the harem there.
They come in all colors.
They come in all colors, yeah.
Yep, a little something for everybody. I do have an adult variant cover. As you can see, it's very classy. It's the does the carpet match the drapes cover?
Nice.
Oh my god.
You gotta buy it to find out.
You have to buy it to find out. The variant will not be censored. I do have an art book here, and just kind of like the green slave girl from Star Trek kind of homage.
Yeah.
Just some, and then this is the new thing for this campaign. I am going to be doing 20 original art sketch covers. So I don't do original art commissions or anything anymore. So this is going to be the way if you want to get an original art. It's going to be a fully inked, full background. It's basically going to be like a commission. And this is going to be the only way to get original art for me for this book. Quite a few of them already went the opening weekend. Once they're gone because I can only draw so many of these. So it is a limited number. So that's kind of a cool addition that I didn't do with Blue Bombshell that I am doing with Slave Girl here.
Style right here that you're right. Yeah, this one right here.
Yeah,
I like that style. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of more my like Alan Davis, John Byrne kind of like I've got a million styles that I like, and when I'm on one artist, I kind of change my style a little bit to what I like. But yeah, it's kind of more just kind of a classic, 80s kind of feel for it. Not so much overly rendered, just kind of clean art lines.
It kind of reminds me of. Did you ever watch the Star Trek animated series?
No, not the animated series.
The animated series had like that old school animation where it was like more solid colors and ink shading and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's like almost like the Hanna-Barbera type stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, and like the look with this colors, that like these colors aren't completely finished, but yeah, like the flat tones, like the kind of old school coloring, kind of works with the style a little bit more than the overly rendered kind of stuff that goes on today. So. Some of these pages, all this stuff I colored myself. So just kind of giving it that old school kind of vibe, but still having like, really pretty art, really pretty girls.
I like it. It does have a retro charm to it.
Yeah. So a little something different than what I did with Blue Bombshell, but still, everybody kind of seems to be cool with it and excited about the book. So for me, it's just kind of fun to kind of mess around with styles and storylines and characters and like kind of make fun of stuff that I've always loved. Yeah. So
and Roland asked, was the black and white cover of JSC? No, Clint has a style that's kind of similar to that at times.
Which one? What's I missed the question.
He asked, was the black and white cover of JSC?
Oh, that one probably will be kind of a little bit more J. Scott Campbell style because that's what I've been drawing in more lately. So yeah, that'll be kind of that more that kind of cartoony style than this realistic style.
Yeah,
I like that old like Marvel style that you're doing though. I think that.
But Tell you what, man.
Acting and all that stuff. Yeah.
Here's to your success, man. Here's to happy 420 and all the success, man.
Yeah, the book looks great, man, and you're off to a great start. You guys go back that the cover sketch that you can get. So are you going to do? It's going to be like a cover mock-up, or are you going to do?
No, it's going to be basically like a sketch cover, like you would get from like Marvel or DC with the logo and everything on there. But then it's going to be a fully inked and drawn cover by me of topless slave girl on there with full background. So basically like a commission of slave girl by me, but on the cover of your comic. So
it's not going to be just like a profile headshot or anything.
No.
This will be on like cover drawing.
Full body. It'll be like a cover drawing, full body, full torso, and topless. So. Something for the fans.
Woohoo!
And cool. All right, Pedro, you are up next. You have your
do this.
Tropical Magics up?
Yes, sir. No, I don't have it up. I do have it up. Let me just
I had it.
my screen.
I took it down.
Share my screen
for some crazy reason.
All right, so Tropical Magic, we're at 95%. Almost, like we can taste that. And I actually have a surprise. We have the tiers, the normal tiers, but now Mr. Artiver showed me the way, and now I'm gonna be able to do art commissions, and I'm recreating original art from 4 of the pages.
Sweet.
For $200. So
nice.
I still have a cover I need to ink up for you.
Yes, sir. I was about to ask, but I didn't know
I was like, oh crap.
Oh crap. So yeah, like this.
More.
Yeah, these are the pages I'm recreating now. So check them out.
You're recreating them because they were all digital, right?
The book is completely digital, but now I can ship art to the US in bulk, and it's not gonna be that expensive. And I have somebody who's gonna act as my broker basically. So I'm gonna be sending him like art in bulk periodically, and this is like the first batch I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna offer them in the campaign now. So yeah, these 4 pages are up for grabs.
So why don't you play the video so people can get an idea of what the concept is? And I think you're 10 days out from closing it, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is the 10 days of the second month.
This video is great. You have sound?
Did I put sound?
Oh no!
I boomered it.
Again.
Oh, Jesus.
Welcome to Comics Kid, everybody.
Let me just stop this. And we showed that. Let me just do something real quick here. Where are we? Oh my God.
Well, Julie says, I think she's talking about Clint's book.
Mm-hmm.
More people need that book. It looks fun. What's wrong with everyone?
That counts for both me and Pedro's book, though.
Yeah.
More people need both of our books.
Yeah, what's wrong with people? Why don't they have those books?
God.
Yeah, no. I'm sharing the video directly. Yeah.
So you ready, Pedro?
Yeah, I'm sharing it here. Yeah.
There we go.
I love the monkey screen.
Caliente, seguro que tú te lo gozas, porque este flow sí que está en bomba. Cuando suena mi tumbao, el party se pone caliente, seguro que tú te lo gozas, porque este flow sí que está en bomba. Cuando suena mi tumbao, el party se pone caliente, seguro que tú te lo gozas, porque este flow sí que está en bomba. Cuando suena mi tumbao, el país se pone caliente, seguro que tú te lo gozas con este flow. Nosotros somos los que te ponen a bailar.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. Yeah, you guys,
music
back
and
this book
commenting,
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
get on it. The link is in the description, and I think people. Oh, thank you, Frankie's way ahead of me here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheech and Chong meets Mad Max as two brothers attempt to save themselves and the world. Tropical Magic by Pedro Ang.
And
the book is done, right? It's finished.
Yes, sir. Completely finished. We're on page 40 of lettering. We're gonna be ready. I'm actually working on the art book right now, because there's like an art book, like a supplemental art book. So we're working on that now, and that's gonna be ready also for the.
Julie wants to know if there's a Spanish version.
Okay. I'm in talks to go to Mexico in the near future, and I might have some like Spanish versions of Tropical Magics for them. So
that'd be cool, man. I don't know if anybody else has done that, so that'd be.
Yeah.
Hey, man, tapping into another market.
Oh, dude, like a lot of things are happening on the Pedro Ang front. Aside from like we're doing a lot of stuff. We're coming up with the first, but it's gonna be very simple, but animated CG show.
Nice.
So,
cool.
You're talking about like people talking everything, and then they're gonna have the animated avatar.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
We're doing a version. It's a mix between like the dog whisperer, that guy like Alfredo Millán, you know who he is?
Mm-hmm.
Him and the Ghostbusters, but they save gingers. It's called Ginger Rescue, and they bring gingers back from obscurity, because like Mary Jane got replaced.
Yeah.
So it's that we're getting like ginger stars that don't have gone feral because nobody wants them anymore, and we bring them back. Like I don't know
awesome,
the writing is very funny. I'm not writing it. I'm just cracking up with every episode. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys want to get into this Ezra Miller and have some fun at this wackadoos expense?
Yeah. We can close out with this, man. This is some crazy crap, dude.
Oh man,
this guy is just.
Yeah, who sent the article? Do you want me to read the article, or does anybody want to tell the story?
I don't have it up.
Okay, let me see here.
That's right, Robert Romano. Better read than dead.
All right. Actor Ezra Miller arrested again in Hawaii.
Isn't this like the 8th or 9th time?
Yeah, these are cries for help, man. I have an idea of why Ezra Miller isn't getting the help he needs, but I'll save that for after we set this all up. Actor Ezra Miller, who's known for playing the Flash in the Justice League films, has been arrested for an assault on a private resident in whatever estate subdivision in Lower Hawaii. Hawaii Police Department reported that the incident happened, whatever. According to police, Miller became irate after being asked to leave the home and reportedly threw a chair that hit a 26-year-old woman on the forehead. Police said she refused treatment for the cut. Miller was arrested promptly for second-degree assault after police located Miller on the road during a traffic stop. Wow. So he must have fled after he whacked her with the chair, right?
I think he just walked off.
Yeah.
You know?
Miller was released pending further investigation. The incident was the latest for the 29-year-old visitor from Vermont's legal troubles in Hawaii that began on March. Before this, Miller was arrested at a high-low bar for disorderly conduct and harassment. Did he beat up a pregnant woman too?
But that was a couple of years back.
Multiple of his attacks have been against women.
Yeah,
he choked a pregnant woman in Iceland like a year ago.
Oh yeah, he doesn't fight men.
No, he attacks women. He hit a woman at the karaoke bar in Oahu, I believe, and then the people that he was staying at got a restraining order against him. And then
they went to their house, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if it was the same people now that he hit the woman with the chair when he threw it.
No, this is another, because those guys, like, it was a hostel. It was their hostel, and he went into the room like, I'm gonna kill you on your.
Yeah, he's a lunatic.
Yeah, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, he has this erratic behavior for a while.
Oh yeah.
A while back he was saying about like he was doing like threats to the KKK or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He like posted some video on.
Yeah, dude.
TikTok, I think, threatening like people in North Carolina or something.
Like, we're gonna kill all the KKK. Wow.
This has been going on for like well over a year.
Yeah. This is all like reoccurring.
Yeah.
Things now, and I mean, DC and like Discovery have got to just want to be done with this guy.
Yeah. From what I understand, like this latest one was like the final straw. I think they're saying they're debating just pulling the movie completely.
I'm thinking they'll probably
let's
push
back
it.
up for just a minute. Okay, so when he choked out that woman, the karaoke, how long ago was that?
That was like a month. The karaoke thing was about 3 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Okay,
and before that, like last year, he got in trouble for choking a woman out
in
Iceland.
At Iceland in a convention.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy's basically, like you said, for a year.
He has a history of
doing these things. Okay,
and a lot of it is aimed at women. Like
there's only been one guy he's went after. The rest have all been women.
The rest have all been women.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, he looks like a little peepsqueak, so I kind of understand that he only goes for women.
Yeah,
it's just the idea. Like this guy freaking hates. It seems like he hates women.
Yeah.
So.
Because he wants to be one. He wants their clothes.
And this is who DC Warner and newly acquired Discovery want to have be your superhero lead for their next movie.
Oh yeah, The Flash.
Yeah.
This is it's a joke.
The sad thing is that movie's in the can, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The whole movie. Yeah, like
it's done. So if
all that money they spent on it, they're not getting that back.
And they already spent more on it than they wanted to because of the pandemic and everything. They pushed that thing back.
They're just trying to figure out how to salvage. Like there's executives in full salvage mode. Like, what can we do with this?
Yeah, one thing is there's a big petition.
There's a huge fan petition
to have him replaced with Grant Gustafson, I think.
Yeah.
Or the guy who plays the Flash on television.
The TV Flash, yeah.
Yeah. They want them to basically reshoot all of his parts with him instead.
So this is the tough guy right here that beats up.
Yeah, this is the tough guy that's beating up all the women.
Wow.
He reminds me of that figure skater, Johnny Weir.
No, very much. Yes, good call. He looks very much like him.
Yeah, he looks straight out of Blades of Glory. That's
so amazing. Like somebody saw him and went, you know what? This guy looks like Barry Allen.
No, that is not how he got his job.
Well, how did he get his job, Clint?
Well, I've got plenty of theories.
What are some of them? I wonder. He slept his way to the top.
Yeah, I think he was some little Hollywood producer's
plaything.
Yeah, and because I mean, like there is zero about him that seems heroic, that seems Barry Allen, that seems Flash, that seems like he should be in the Justice League.
Yeah,
like he was so miscast from the word go.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like one of the main things you would do as like an audition is like, let me see you run, you know?
Yeah.
And then like as soon as he ran, you'd go next. No. Like you would never go Ezra Miller, the Flash, right?
No.
That's that clumsy, his legs. Oh my God. It was
that is not how this worked.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like as much as I disagree with what what's his name, the cyborg actor did, they haven't done anywhere near as much to Ezra Miller as they did to him.
Damage, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No. I mean, like compared to what Gina Carano did, like this guy has.
Yeah. Gina Carano made some mean tweets. This dude has freaking attacked people for the last year.
Well, think about this, okay? Johnny Depp gets fired from Fantastic Beasts because he got beat up by a woman. All right, so Ezra Miller beats up women and keeps his job.
That tells you what his ties are to producers.
Yeah,
someone in power says you're leaving this guy alone, and he stays.
Ezra checks boxes.
So are we back on that Corey Feldman stuff where Hollywood's doing?
Everybody secretly knows how Hollywood works. Everybody here knows how Hollywood works. You're not getting jobs because of your talent.
Yeah,
you're getting jobs because who the producer is, who you're sleeping with, who's your buddy. It's all nepotism. It's all money. So nobody's trying to pretend like this guy is like a great actor. He's not. He's a psychopath, apparently.
Yeah.
And the fact that they haven't washed their hands of him tells you everything you need to know about Hollywood.
I mean, Fantastic Beasts 10, he's there too.
Yeah. So. Somebody had to take Shia LaBeouf's place as far as the Hollywood wackadoo.
Yeah, no, exactly. This guy signed up for that ticket.
Dude, actually, and I actually listened to not to get off subject, but I actually listened to a podcast that Shia LaBeouf was on, and he went into all that stuff. Like, man, like that dude was like he's like, yeah, I was messed up.
Oh, did he start spilling?
He was like, he basically came clean about all of it. He was like, dude, I was so friggin' like whacked out half the time and just drunk. And like he had like I guess he was like real severe alcoholism and. He was just completely out of control. Like he said, I was borderline psychotic.
Okay, the thing that I can't, this new generation, right? They can't even handle their liquor. Legendarily, like you have all these guys. They were all alcoholics. Like Hollywood's always been filled. You don't think Frank Sinatra was an alcoholic?
Oh my God, the entire Rat Pack.
Yeah, the entire Rat Pack where they were drinking 24/7, right?
He's whacked out though.
Right,
they don't mean just alcohol.
No, right, somebody showed up to work on time. They did the job. They did a great job, and they collected a paycheck. So
all of these actors are doing pharmaceuticals with alcohol.
Yeah,
that's a bad combo.
Hey, you don't think those guys were smoking reefer? They were doing all kinds of shit.
Dude, oh my God, dude. I can't remember the book that I was read about, but it was about the Rat Pack. And just like legit, like the weirdest thing was the one who had the most self-control was Dean freaking Martin.
Yeah.
Dean Martin was like legendary for being a freaking lush.
Yeah, but Dean Martin,
you can be drunk and lush and handle your booze.
Yeah, dude, but Dean Martin after a fashion, he started putting like apple juice.
Yeah, like
make it look like whiskey.
He actually he got to the point where he was like, man, I gotta stop this or I'm gonna die.
Yeah, exactly.
So he started like going on stage and instead of like he would refill like the whiskey decanter,
you could do
filled with like apple juice and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, easy, yeah.
But dude, like they had like Sinatra would like take like they would go do a show in Vegas. Go out all like partying all night. He'd have two women in bed, get up at 6 o'clock the next morning, fly out on a flight, go to a friggin' like 8 or 10 hour friggin' session at a friggin' movie studio, turn around, get on a friggin' plane and go right back and do it again. That guy was a freaking legend.
Yeah, dude.
Those guys knew how to party. These kids today, they don't know how to party.
But here's the thing:
Miller's falling apart after a year. Like Shia LaBeouf, started falling apart.
Has anybody seen the video of Shia LaBeouf getting beat up outside of that bar by that fat redheaded dude?
A really long time ago, but yeah,
that is just an all-time classic video because I can't stand Shia LaBeouf. And that dude like just plants.
Oh, he beats the friggin' piss out of his ass.
Yeah, it was awesome.
But
I'm gonna look for that video again. I need something.
The situation.
I know it's fun to watch. It brightens my day.
Just to bring it back around, the situation with Ezra Miller is completely different though. This is not a guy who's like. I mean, I'm sure he's abusing.
This is mental.
But this goes deeper than that.
Yeah.
Like this guy's motivations are psychotic.
Yeah.
This is not the actions of a person who has. This is not just the actions of a person that has a substance abuse issue. This is the actions of a person that, like you said, Art, it's just like it's almost like he's just hoping somebody takes him out. It's like a cry for help.
Well, I think I have. It's so weird. Okay, we live in a strange time where, like, we normalize bad behavior, right? So we can't call, like my dad used to say, a spade a spade. We can't be truthful about anything, right? So just hypothetically speaking, what if all these cries for help that Ezra Miller was obviously saying, he's dressing up weird, he's being a freakazoid, he's doing all this strange stuff, and the stuff that we're talking about that's making headlines, those are the exaggerated ones. I mean, there's got to be a bunch of other ones that are happening, constantly. Okay, so nobody can say this guy needs help. They have to say, oh, you go, attaboy, dress up, be you, you just do you, LGBTQ, be as queer as you want, do whatever. You know what I mean? So everybody's applauding everything this guy is doing, right? So let's just say, what if somebody said, he's dressing up, he's kind of acting weird. Maybe it's a cry for help. Maybe he needs some help. Maybe if we lived in that world again, maybe Ezra Miller wouldn't have had to go to this extreme. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so weird. Like just think about, like, we can't identify things as what they really are. I think some of this stuff is actually, it's psychological. These guys have programming problems, right? So like even like transgenderism, there's this term, this has been around for a long time. It used to be diagnosed by psychologists, like that profession. They used to say that this was a psychological problem, right? So instead of getting your junk and having these operations and stuff, you go into therapy and they would try to help you through stuff. And then I guess if you absolutely had to do it, then you did it. But now it's just like, if you just say that you're transgender, everybody applauds you and you go right in for the surgeries or the hormone treatments and whatever. And this stuff, most of it's irreversible. And they say people are committing suicide because they're not being accepted. Well, even once they transition, the suicide rate's even higher. So these clearly aren't the answers. Like, transgenderism itself isn't the answer. There is something deeper that's wrong with these people. Maybe they should be in therapy. They should be getting the help they need versus society going, yay, you go, you be you, you do you. You know what I mean? All that kind of support. It's absolutely criminal, like that we can't just go, Ezra Miller, maybe you need to seek out some help. Maybe, Warner Brothers should like postpone some of your projects until you get the help you need. These type of things. They want to be like, oh, we're progressive, we're sensitive, we're all these other things. Well, where were you with Ezra Miller? You know what I mean? You let that guy crash and burn. They knew he was out of control. Warner Brothers did. Finally they're saying something.
Yes.
Maybe he's not going to be in the next Flash movie. Oh, darn. Maybe he won't be in the next Fantastic Beasts movie. Oh, darn.
I mean, they want to get rid of him now. Like, it's not about helping him. Like,
well, now because he's a PR nightmare. That's the only reason they give a shit. They only care about him because he's bringing bad publicity to them. Otherwise, they would gleefully watch him crash and burn.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the movie even makes it to the theater or if they just push it right into HBO Max and try and just wash their hands of it. I mean, at this point, Discovery, the new Discovery executives, they don't want to deal with any of this shit. They want the Snyderverse to just die and go away.
Yeah. They want efficiency.
They would be fine with just starting everything over. The Batman success, they can go off of that. They can do a new Aquaman, a new Wonder Woman, but they want to get rid of the Flash. They have to figure out what they want to do with Superman. But like, these are money-making IPs that Discovery has to make decisions about now. And the last thing they want
But I mean, the guy,
their IPs to be like beating up women.
Yeah, but the guy they brought in from Discovery is already cleaning house. Like, he got rid of a couple of Warner Brothers executives in this past
they're expecting a bloodbath over at DC.
Well, the good thing about what he said so far is that he does see merit in the DC universe, the comic book, universe, the characters and stuff like that. So he is recognizing that they're sitting on a gold mine. Basically, they just got to get their shit together.
There's a mishandled gold mine,
and especially since people are already kind of beat up with the Marvel stuff and the wokeism that's going in there. They actually could come in right now and clean house if they made some good movies.
The Batman was a huge hit. It was a great movie. It was very well done. The majority of people like it, maybe not everybody. But like that's, I think, solo movies, not a joined universe. Like that's what they're gonna get to. They're gonna want to redo Superman. They're gonna want to redo the Flash.
Well, they're saying that they actually want to bring since this merger happened and everything, they're actually wanting to revitalize Superman, and they're actually like interested in bringing back what's his name?
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Cavill. Hey, Todd, what were you going to say?
They really need sort of this figurehead like a Kevin Feige. Really just.
That's been the difference.
And it doesn't have to be this like concrete plan A to B, but have some successes, and certainly don't keep doing this thing where we're going to make a villain movie. We're going to make it because it's not going to work every time. Joker was sort of an art house film. You know, and it really didn't have a lot of competition when it came out. Like it had a really clear path to get, you know, getting a lot of money.
And it was a good story. It was well done.
They didn't try to convolute it with connections and stuff. There was just slight connections, like you had a Thomas Wayne in there. They didn't try to overdo it, and they let the movie stand for, you know, on its own, and not tie it to something, and not they did get out in front of it a little bit, which I didn't like, where they were like saying, you know, like this could be this or it could be that. It was like they were trying to play this sort of game, but it wasn't a bad movie. But you're not going to get away with that with every single villain.
No, and that's where I think they'll go different. Like each movie will be its individual own thing. They're not going to. I think they're going to forget about a tied universe together.
Yeah. I mean, my humble opinion, what they need to, I think that what they need to focus on is stop with the deconstruction, and just give us a fun movie, because that thing like the villain, the deal, but he's complicated, and he was diddled with it as a kid. Like, I don't care. I want the Joker. I want a deranged Joker that's fighting Batman. Give me action. But this thing, like everything needs to be like very meaningful, and this represents whatever. Like, dude, it gets tired after a while.
Yeah.
Well, I want to answer Roland here. A connected universe is ultimately a farce. But it's not. The thing is, like, Marvel did it. Marvel has a clear template how to make it work. But we're all in agreement. You need a guy like Kevin Feige to do it. So the one thing that Batman movie did wrong is it's not an all ages movie. So they weren't able to move merchandise. Is where they make a shit ton of money. They went more adult so they could go the collector market, but they're not going to get the kid market. They're not going to have Batmania like, you know, the Keaton film did. They're just not going to, because they're selling it to a different clientele. If you're going to create a universe based on that tone, you're not going to get the kids in. You're just not. The parents aren't going to get behind it. They're not going to take their kids to go see it, and they're not going to buy the merch. So this new guy, I forget his name now, that's coming in from Discovery, he wants to make money. So if you want to make money, do like Marvel did, find a middle tone for all your whole universe, right? They have a middle tone. So they don't go overly funny and they don't go overly dramatic. They have this middle tone, but they can go dramatic if they want, or they can go humorous if they want. But that it always have that one tone to work off of. So the whole universe has this feel, this consistency throughout it, as far as the tone and the way we perceive the universe. So for one, if you're going to do the DC universe, you have to go back to some kind of idea like that, because you need places to go. Because if you already start at the height of drama, right? There's nowhere else to go. You can't keep going. But if you kind of do an all ages or kind of a middle, like PG kind of idea. Then you can go more dramatic, more dark, or then you can go more humorous. And so they have to figure out first and foremost what the tone of the universe is going to be, and then they need somebody that's a strong personality that understands the DC universe and that can manifest this stuff, and that everybody believes in. Because the thing that Warner Brothers does is they put people in power. They don't do their research. They just, what's his name? Zack Snyder. Let's put him in. Based on what? Like, as soon as that movie came out, what the hell was that called? With the girls and the insane
Sucker Punch.
As soon as that movie came out, I would have fired his ass.
Sucker Punch was a music video.
Yeah, exactly. It was a music video.
It was horrible. The morality was all wrong. The tone was weird.
Yeah.
It felt like an exploitation film. It didn't feel. It felt like it was made by a pervert. It felt really off. And so, this is the guy you're turning over your DC universe for. What was it, 2000 or what was it called? The Frank Miller, book adaptation.
300.
300. Yeah, I don't know why I said 2000. 300, and then you have the Watchmen. Well, yeah, that guy understands that tone. He does not understand the DC universe tone.
Well, that's what he did to Superman. He made Superman so dark. And Henry Cavill might be the perfect casting for Superman. You did a great Superman movie around him.
But weren't you guys afraid of Superman in that movie? Because I was.
He was very dark.
Yeah. Well, if he's not going to save his dad from a little tornado, what makes he believe that he's going to save me?
That was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the morality play was all wrong. As soon as I saw the trailer, I said, this doesn't feel right. Because in the trailer, there was the thing with well, what am I supposed to do, Dad? Let him die? And then doesn't he just go,
maybe.
Really answer?
Yeah, but I was like, no, you don't understand the idea of what Superman is.
That was
not a realistic concept, but he's a concept.
Who was the writer on that? It was the old Christopher Nolan co-writer dude.
Yeah,
Jonathan Nolan.
No,
David Ayer.
No, the guy that did the Blade movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was like the Hollywood go-to comic book / Hollywood guy because he wrote.
And he is a terrible writer.
That guy's horrible.
Goyer.
Yeah, David Goyer.
David Goyer.
Yeah,
Goyer, yeah. He butchered the script on Superman so badly.
Yeah, just some bad stuff. But tone is everything, man. So I think if they got the tone and then they had faith in it, and then they let the talent, hire good talent, and let them do what they do. Like, the problem is Warner Brothers hires these guys that they should have screened better. They should have figured out if these guys were really good for this movie or not. So they just hire these guys willy-nilly. They do the movie, and then they back up. They look at the movie and they go, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, you hired Zack Snyder. That's what you get. You know what I mean? He doesn't, nothing's hidden. He's not this is the movies I make. All of a sudden he's making these G-rated kid movies. And then all of a sudden he's doing R-rated movie.
And this is where having a Kevin Feige who understands the tone of the characters, understands the backstory, he can go through and edit this stuff. He is like the classic comic book editor. He is these IPs are important for us. Disney spent money on these. We need these to make money and be family friendly, but still be good storytelling. Those are our criteria. I'm going to hire these guys. You're going to give me the script. And then I'm going to say, remember the first Ant-Man director? They got rid of him because he wouldn't fit into the mold of this is what the script needs to be. You need to hit A, B, and C. And some of these some of these directors are like, no, I'm an artist. I'm not going to listen to you. Well, then you're gone. That's who you need. That's the type of person you need in charge.
Exactly. Some of the blame for that though has to fall on the guy who was in charge of Warner Brothers at the time, because he actually.
Hamada?
Yeah, he put out he said he put because someone I can't remember. I think it was Roland brought up that Jeff Johns was supposed to be in the Kevin Feige role, but there was this big power struggle. Between him and there was undercutting from other people, and what ended up happening is he put in all these things like the movies can't be more than 2 hours. He's like, so like a lot of the stuff is going to end up on the cutting room floor. He's the one who demanded a darker tone.
Oh.
Okay. So, and he put all these handcuffs on Snyder to begin with. And Snyder already, I feel, wasn't the right guy for the job.
Yeah.
And then they also basically were like, we see what Marvel did. We know that there's the template to do it. We're gonna fast track it though. We're gonna jump from like they started with Iron Man and they went all the way through.
Exactly. They built it up from scratch.
But that was DC's mistake. They didn't have an Iron Man. Like they didn't have that movie like that blew up everything.
Well, think about the concept of Batman. Well, first of all, think about the concept of the title, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Right there, that tells you that they don't have a proper hand on the steering wheel. That title is garbage. Then think about the story, Batman versus Superman. They start out with the Frank Miller Dark Knight Batman versus Superman fight. That's where they start at.
Yeah,
like, the only reason that Frank Miller story works is because of all the history before it.
Yeah. Well, also the morality that Frank Miller in that story, it works, but the morality play isn't in the Zack Snyder film. The reason Batman wants to make Superman bleed is because he knows he can't beat him. He wants to humanize him so he'll become Superman of old.
Yeah,
he wants
he became a
fire him. In a way, he wants to beat the shit out of him and humble him to be a human again, because he's been so far removed from things. He's just a
demigod
for the government, and he doesn't really deal with the people anymore. All this stuff. So the reason why it was such a major point to make him bleed is because that's what humans do.
Yeah.
So he wanted to knock this god, beat him up enough just to make him feel pain, to be human again. That was the fucking point. Where's the point in the Snyder film? It's just like it's a throwaway line. It's a line that doesn't land. It's like, I want to make you bleed. Oh, okay. It falls on deaf ears. It has no impact at all in the story.
Batman in that movie is completely irrational, and why he views Superman the way he does. Now, did this trust? Yeah, okay, that's Batman. Batman always looks at the worst possible scenario, but he's not so stupid as to be like, I absolutely have to destroy this guy. It's like
the character motivations are completely faked, forced, and manipulated to fit. They had certain, like the writer had certain story elements, and then he wanted to build everything around that instead of telling a story. He's I need Superman and Batman to fight. How do I make that happen?
It's like Art said, they tried to fast track this stuff.
I'll tell you, whenever somebody in a meeting came up with like Batman versus Superman, let's do that as the next movie, I would have just said, I would have been very strongly against it. I would have said, no, you don't want to do that. And they say, well, why? I have a bunch of reasons why. One, it's Batman versus Superman. Who do you cheer for? Like when there's a sports team, there's usually a home team and an away team. So usually the home team has the advantage. That's their crowd, right? So that's who they cheer for. But if you like comic books, who do you vote? Who do you go with? Batman.
In reality,
it's a stupid thing. It's like in a fight, you have to cheer for someone. Well, who do you cheer for? You like both of these guys.
Well, and actually, if you look at the story, Batman is the villain.
He acts just like his motives and everything he does is just like Lex Luthor. There's no difference in their story arcs. Yeah, there's absolutely no difference. But anyway, I think if DC is going to move forward, I think we're all in agreement they need a Kevin Feige type. I think that Jeff Johns Jeff Johns understands that stuff. Just going back, somebody made a Jeff Johns point, and I said early on, like, Johns understands that stuff. He would be good at it, but I've met him a few times. His personality isn't geared up for that. Like,
rating personality, or
he's kind of he's just not a fighter. You know, he's not really like I just don't think he would. You
need somebody that can deal with these big Hollywood egos, because these directors don't become Hollywood movie directors because they're little
agreeable
small people like that. Just kind of exactly.
Yeah, you have to create a good argument, and then you have to double down on that argument, and then you have to support it, and then you have to figure out ways to make it happen, regardless of being nice or whatever it is. And I just think, well, maybe for the lack of a better term, maybe he's too nice of a guy. You know what I mean? Like Feige, when you listen to him talk, you can see there's some fire, right?
The other trick,
that guy would fuck you over if you.
The other trick that Feige has used he has like went out of his way to find directors that have been successful on a small indie movie, and then snap them up and put them on a big Marvel movie, because they don't have that big ego yet, but they've showed that they can have success with a small movie. Taika Waititi. Yeah, the New Zealand What We Do in the Shadows, like that was his calling card, but still nobody knew about him. And Feige found him. If you look at the majority of the directors he's used on the recent movies, they've all been people who have been successful on smaller movies and aren't big, well-known directors yet.
Right, because then they can control them to a certain extent.
Exactly.
And all guys want to make their mark, so they know if they get on one of these films, you know, it's going to be a resume builder.
Yeah,
you know, so they can go on to other things like James Gunn. I didn't even.
And they still got the hunger.
Until Guardians.
And it's like bringing up Taika Waititi with that guy. When he does something that's not like a non-woke or like, his movie's actually really creative, you know. But when but then he got in there and he became the big name, and he changed. And I feel like you need to move on from him, because I don't know if you guys watched that Thor trailer. I'm not feeling that movie, dude.
No, dude,
that thing looks like a bunch of neon, like took every bright color they could and just threw it up on the screen.
It's going to be Ragnarok times 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the problem.
If you weren't comfortable with Ragnarok, you're not going to like Thor: Love and Thunder.
I like parts of Ragnarok, but man,
who's the villain in God and Thunder?
Gore.
Thor's the villain.
Gore the God Butcher.
I didn't see it anywhere in that.
No, they didn't show him at all, which makes
that's
me like
Nolan. What's his name? Nolan's playing that character, right?
No.
No. What's his name?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. Yeah. So here's the trailer. I'll just play and I'll pause. So I thought it was weird, like, because that Wonder Woman, remember, it starts with her as a little kid running.
Oh, yeah, they did that similar.
And then they show this, and I'm like, oh no, that's already
yeah.
That was still directly.
Yeah. Jojo Rabbit was a good movie.
Okay, so he buries his new sword, and some people have gone, okay, it's
well, even this sequence is kind of Thanos-esque.
Exactly. Very Thanos.
Yeah.
Armor.
It's like when after the first snap, he retires to this lonely world and is going to settle down. This is very reminiscent of that.
Yeah.
Right. And they say there's like because it's the handle's made from Groot, that it's going to,
grow into a tree or something
like that. Yeah. So now he wants peace. He wants a better world. He's not going to be a fighter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who wants Thor not to be a fighter?
Again, he's figuring exactly who he is. Again, that was Thor 1.
Yeah, like in the first, he figured out who he was in the first movie, and then in Thor Ragnarok, he figured out who he was in that movie.
Yeah, and
it's like this dude is like constantly, he has amnesia or something.
Yeah.
Well, I think they know he's a strong character physically, but they're going to make him a weak character mentally.
Yeah, because this is exactly what they did during the whole Legacy comic run. That was what was so just that just made everybody so angry about the whole legacy thing, was to let, in their minds, to lend legitimacy to the new characters, they had to break down or destroy the original.
Right.
You know, they either had to kill them or turn them into a Nazi or just break his spirit. You know, like they had to destroy the original to lend legitimacy to the new.
Okay, so people are saying he's got his eye back. You see the scar. I thought like Guns N' Roses songs to intro your movie is effed out. By the way, I think it's so stupid. Like "Sweet Child of Mine," like and then "Welcome to the Jungle," and you know, like aren't these almost parodies now? Like if you have those songs.
This is basically
look at the still you're frozen on. Yes, this is a parody.
Yeah, he looks like Forrest Gump.
He's got the trucker hat, the beard, and he's doing his exercise with the chains. Like the whole thing is a parody.
This guy's a god. This guy's a god. How did he get a gooner like that? Like, how did he get fat? Like,
it's one of those things where it's like, this is Taika Waititi trying to be, what's his name from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Gunn.
James Gunn.
Yeah, James Gunn. This is him trying to be James Gunn. And even James Gunn, even James, I'm not looking forward to Guardians 3.
Well, James Gunn is doing this stuff with characters no one cares about. Thor, everyone loves, you know, like Chris Hemsworth was a gem. Like I said millions of times, like, as I was working in the industry, I say, you could never do Thor as live action because there's no actor that could ever play the part. And here somehow they found an actor that can be Thor, and all they can do is like workout videos, you know, with this. Like this is stupid.
A workout montage.
Yeah, I have to ask you, Bob, who is this giant skeleton?
I don't know, man. I'm like, the only thing I could think of is maybe it's Ymir.
I think it's a dwarf.
Oh yeah, you're right. It might be the dwarf, because the dwarves in this universe are gigantic.
Mm-hmm.
And and that may be an allusion to that, because supposedly the way that she gets Mjolnir is that they take the pieces of it to Peter Dinklage's character, and he
they crazy glue Mjolnir, right?
Yeah, they crazy glue Mjolnir back together again.
It's just the skull doesn't look human. Like it looks humanoid, like the body and everything, but the skull looks like an alien.
It looks like a poor CG model.
As soon as I heard that Guns N' Roses song, I was like, this trailer's doomed.
Yeah. Rolling your eyes like Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt's look right there is exactly the look, the feeling I had.
Of the audience. The feeling of the audience.
Friggin' thing.
Yeah, like when what is the character's name?
Peter Quill.
Yeah, Peter Quill. When Peter Quill rolls his eyes at you, that's not good, man.
Because he's a goofball.
Yeah, because he's a big goofball. Yeah. Okay, so there's Groot. Looks like he's a little taller. I don't know who all these blue skin characters are.
I think those are supposed to be Yondu's people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roland's like, please stop. I can't take anymore.
Yeah. So I think this is where, you know, Thor just decides he's not going to be a Ravager, or he's not going to be a Guardian. He just walks away from him. Superheroing days.
I'm so freaking sick of Korg.
So now everybody is speculating, because this is not framed like the way you would think it is framed.
Yeah.
Everybody is speculating that there is another character over here that Marvel doesn't want to show yet.
Yeah.
Like they did. Remember the battle scene in Spider-Man No Way Home, where the lizard gets punched by an invisible person. So they're speculating that this is an unannounced character in the movie.
Yeah, because the composition is all awkward.
It's all off.
Yeah.
But weren't the Cronins supposed to be cool?
Go ahead.
Weren't
the Cronins supposed to be cool, like that race of like rock aliens?
Dude, Korg in the comic was a badass.
Yeah, dude.
He was like he was one of the guys that helped during the Planet Hulk storyline. He's one of the guys that helped him become the World Breaker.
Well,
he's one of the Warbound.
Why he's goofy in the movies.
Yeah, because he's voiced by freaking
Taika
Waititi. Yeah,
it's Taiwa.
Yeah.
And you know why what's her face is Valkyrie now, or King Valkyrie, which explain to me how that makes sense.
Yeah,
because she's in a threesome with Taiwa and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
They showed pictures of them making out, all three of them together on like the so like that's Ezra Miller, the chick playing Valkyrie. That's how you get roles in. Well, what's it? James Gunn's girlfriend / fiance is one of the main characters in Peacemaker.
Okay.
It's like if you ever question like why the hell is this person in a movie?
Oh.
They're usually probably sleeping with either the director or the producer of the movie.
That's Roland. Yeah, Roland just reminded me of that scene where Thor's and they think there's a third person there. The rumor is that's supposed to be Beta Ray Bill.
That's the rumor.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Which God, they're going to ruin him.
Well,
I mean Hercules is floating around out there too.
Yeah, they're saying this is Olympus, right?
Yeah, because you see Zeus for like a half a second.
And then we got this new girl that looks like have any eyeballs, spins around and gets a kiss. So I think she's gonna die.
Or she's gonna slap him.
Yeah.
Oh, look at he's happy. And people are like non-real Marvel people are going, look, it's more like the traditional Jack Kirby costume.
No, it's not. It looks like it's made like plastic.
Yeah, I'm like, no, it's not.
Tell me you don't know anything about comics, but without saying you don't know anything about comics.
Yeah, this is more like an Ultimate riff.
Ugh. It looks like something from a video game.
It's horrible. Yeah,
it's a cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
there's Zeus.
So Zeus catches a plastic lightning bolt.
It looks like he's fat.
Wait, we got to do this again though. Look at this. This is so bad. Let me play it.
This is like a effects on a play.
Yeah,
it is. It's just like that bad play that was in Thor Ragnarok at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, shouldn't that be a real lightning bolt? Like it should be.
Yeah.
Zeus should be a freaking monster. He's basically the Olympians' version of Odin. So he should be like top dog, just badass. And look at him. He looks like he's freaking Fat Thor.
Yeah. High five, yeah.
Now I like this scene because this is right out of the comics.
Yeah, it's a great shot, man.
And I'll tell you what, it's like there was a discussion about this. Like you see this scene, and it's like, and then someone put the actual panel right underneath it, and it is like literally like they just
it's
it, and then underneath is like, yes, but we're not going to pay them for this, right?
It's Esad Ribbit, I think his name.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is like I see other artists posting on this and bitching about it, and it's like everybody knows this already. You signed the contract. Like Art knows this. Art's worked 30 plus years. It's like you're not getting paid for this. If they do something.
Yeah,
but you're not owed anything just because you drew this. You signed the contract.
Yeah, anything that you've done after the last 10 years, any contract you've signed after that, it's on you after that.
I got zero sympathy for these guys bitching about it online.
Oh yeah, dude, it's a trap, and you fell for it.
It's if you want to make money off, then do something creator owned and option that.
Okay, so we're supposed to. Oh, I'm getting back in the story of this Thor: Love and Thunder. Okay, so Thor leaves the woman in charge and calls her king, right?
Something we don't know.
Something like that. So now Asgard has just turned into a commercial mecca like Disney World, right? There's like cruise line ships in the background. There's tourists coming in for tours, stuff like that. So Thor gave this woman this power, and this is what she turned it into. And are we still supposed to think she's a hero? Like,
dude, she looks so bored in this movie. Like she like there's nothing heroic about this character.
Well, she just turned Asgard into a commercial like
Disneyland. Started at
venture.
Disneyland.
Like these are gods. These are gods. And what now they're beholden to like dollars and cents. Like
Bob Iger.
They did this so that they could put her in a power suit and make her look like their idea of what a strong woman looks like.
Yeah, they just commercialized like she just hoard out her race of people
and her culture.
Yeah, look at this.
Oh no!
God, I swear, Tessa Thompson is one of the most
I really despise
uncharismatic people in Hollywood I've ever seen.
I despise her as an actress.
Yeah, like if you're gonna be a Hollywood director and like cast chicks in your movie, couldn't you pick a hot one? My God, she is so plain looking.
That's because she does it on purpose. I've seen actual pictures where she's actually attractive. She just doesn't want to be because.
Well, you might need to wipe your glasses clean because I don't believe that's true. She is plain. She's the one of the best lines I ever saw was when the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and there was the rumors that they were going to have the chick from Divergent play Mary Jane.
Yeah.
And showed pictures of her, and they're like, and somebody posted, Mary Jane, more like Mary Plain.
Yeah.
And I love that joke forever and ever, and like it fits this chick too. She's just like,
again,
I want hot chicks in my movies.
Well, just think about the character that she's playing. She's playing Valkyrie, so she's the female Thor. Like, you know what I mean? Like they went out of their way. They found Chris Hemsworth. Like, I don't know how, but that guy just defies all laws of physics. And I mean, that dude is Thor.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that with a female Valkyrie. Like what the hell? Like it's weird.
They even hinted at the blonde Valkyrie in the other movie. Like they showed that flashback sequence when all the Valkyries died.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they killed her off, and then they kept this one. And it's like, okay, whatever.
Well, at best, you know, like Tessa Thompson or whatever her name is, she's kind of like a frumpy girl, like cute girl next door. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's like the funny sidekick.
Yeah, she's not like, you know, a lead badass type of character.
Not at all.
So, what do you guys think about the design here for Asgard?
Is this Asgard or is
no,
this
not Asgard?
I thought that was still supposed to be Asgard.
No, it's the Greek.
It's
Zeus.
Olympus.
Oh no, Olympus.
Yeah, it's Olympus.
Yeah.
Let me go back.
Yeah,
it's cool looking. I mean,
it kind of like I'm okay with it, but the statue in the middle just looks weird.
This is very Feng Shui, man. Very, very Feng Shui. Do you know that
it's very Escher-esque.
Yeah.
Like
that perspective, that the lighting
really busy.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and like when I first saw this, I didn't even notice that they were walking down the pathway.
Yeah, it's because it's very busy. Yeah.
Now, this is the only thing I am interested in. I want to see the two Chris's play off of each other because I love Chris Pratt.
Oh,
yeah.
But the rest of them, again, in the background, they just look so bored.
Yeah. Well, it's because they got nothing to do. It's Pratt and Hemsworth here get all the meat of the scene. And they get to play off each other and be comedic. And it's a funny little bit here.
Yeah. Which I'm okay with, but...
Well, and like the interaction they've done with Pratt and Hemsworth throughout all the movies where, you know, obviously Hemsworth looks like he does and Pratt's like a little like, you know, Thor, guy, not that good looking, that whole line.
He's intimidated by
it's a funny bit they keep using.
Well, it fits his character.
Exactly.
I just don't think this fits. Like
Quill. Yeah, Quill is a little intimidated by him.
Yeah. He should be. He's pretty Thor.
but he's so kind of dumb that he doesn't realize that he isn't going to be able to win. I mean, that's kind of the character. Like the character just does stupid stuff, but he just has heart and he won't stop. Like he just keeps doubling down.
Yeah,
and so
that's probably why I like it. It plays true to his character.
Yeah, but he won't back down. So he's still thinking like somehow he's going to get the better of Thor, but he's never going to be able to.
Yeah, and then the scene coming up is the one I hate the most.
This one?
No.
Just listening.
the appearance of Jane Foster.
Oh, you love Jane Foster.
Back to the heavy metal Pedro stuff that we was playing earlier. Like this Thor logo looks like some really bad metal logo.
Oh yeah, like a German metal.
I think that's exactly what they wanted it to look like.
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
Looks like the logo of destruction.
Yeah, because they there's a promotional poster and it looks like an album cover.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh god! Oh, this scene, yes.
Ugh.
All right, you ready? Oh, that's not a man's hand.
Natalie.
Who could be holding that?
I like Natalie Portman. I hate this character.
Yeah.
And then Thor's like, "What the hell?"
And another costume change for Thor there.
Yeah.
With the fur.
Okay, I heard like behind the scenes stuff that there's a different person doing the body for her, and
I've heard that. Well, they're claiming no, that's all her, and I'm like,
I don't know, man. She's
still shots of her on set where her arms look weirdly big.
Yeah,
I don't know if they did like sleeves, like they did for what's his face in Shazam. But yeah, it'll be interesting to find out more about
CG. Yeah.
So
they could do a rubber skin sleeve over her arms just to make them look bigger.
So that's it, man.
Yeah, dude. That's the logo's destruction, man.
I'll always call her Lady Thor.
Lady Thor.
My gosh.
I like
No,
how
she's
she's
mighty
Thor
Thor.
now. Cry about it. It's like, no, she's a female character that got passed down a character role because they can't come up with anything original.
Yeah, but hey, we are at 2.5 hours, man.
All right, man. Well, hey, I want to thank everybody, all my Pontificators brothers for being here. It's been a blast hanging out with you guys. Put a little bit of heat on Disney, which I think they deserve. So we should keep putting some heat on Disney. I usually don't say things like that, but I want to see them humbled. I want to see them getting back to some kind of, normalcy as far as their morality and things that they're putting interest and effort into. I want to thank all the super chat givers. So thank you guys for that. And the chat, you guys are the best. So this has been Pontificators, and we will see you next week. Todd, did you have something?
No.
Nope. All
Never
right. We're going to leave you on this. Boom, baby. Mr. Todd. All right, you guys. Good night. Sleep tight.